How you doing, fight fans? EJ Boxing live here, covering the fight this weekend. So we've got it should be a good card. So we've got Gary Russell Jr. versus Johnny Gonzalez. That should be a good fight. And the fight before that, we've got Jamal Charlo versus Vanil Mosarasa. That should be a good fight as well. Motorosa, and that should be a good fight as well. So let's go break down some of these fights here. That it's an alright card for Showtime, to be honest with you. And boxing's actually come back in a really good way. You know, since Al Heyman and the whole Premier Boxing and stuff like that, boxing's looking really good. With what we're gonna do, we're just gonna slowly just break down some. But what I'm doing is just drawing up the box rate for Motorosa. Look at his career and see who he's fought recently. I swear he's fought one of the Charlos before, man. I don't know, man. Let me see. No, he ain't fought none of the Charlos before. I think I'm thinking about someone else. Yeah, so he lost to. Oh yeah, that's what he lost to. Demetrius Andrade. That's what he lost to. That's what I remember that fight now. Cool. So this is he needs this fight. Since then, Manny of Rosa, he's got two wins. He beat Willie Nelson recently as well on unanimous points decision as well. And let's look at Charlo. Have a look at Charlo. Yeah, he beat Gabriel. That's the only name I remember. Oh, he beat Demetrius Hopkins as well. Pretty good. That's pretty good to have on your thing. And he beat Dennis, the ugly, the one he fought James DeGale. So he's had a couple of fights, man. So these dudes, yeah, like they've been around. Like whoever wins this fight is just gonna get a shot at the title. So a shot at K9 IBF title. So that should be interesting as well. You know, so we'll see who wins that fight. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna break down the fight and tell you. I'm gonna give my prediction on who I think's gonna win on this fight. So the way I see it, there with this Charlo, there's a twin brother. He's got a twin brother. The way I see this fight, I think the Charlo brother, what he needs to do, he's gonna probably stick to his boxing, and the same thing he done to Gabriel, but stick to his boxing and probably try and win that. And you see, Manny Russell, he's gonna be on it. Cause I remember, like when he was fighting Demetrius Andrade, he was bringing the heat on that one. He was bringing the heat. He was actually trying to, come in and knock him. So it should be kind of the more or less the same fight, but he might have learned his lesson from the last fight and realizing that he needs to close the gap, get in. He's looking to bang him out. It should be a really good fight. Charlo maybe really like, you better be on his game for this one, boy. He better be on his game because what's his name again? Motorosa. He lost his last shot for the title. Then it was WBO. Title. He lost his shot then, so this is his second chance to try and claw his way back up to win the title since. So he's definitely gonna be on his game. So it's gonna be a very hard fight for the Charlo. So I'll make my prediction who I think is gonna win. I think Charlo should win, but I won't be surprised if Vanny Mosarasa upsets him, man. I won't be surprised at all. He should, he might learn his lesson. This is gonna be a really good hard fight for the Charlo. See if Charlo can go up and try and fight K9. We don't know who K9's fighting next, so we do, whatever. Maybe Cotto or someone like. But really interesting. It should be a really interesting fight. It's a good setup for the main event. So yeah, without no further ado, let's move on to the main event. So I'm going by Charlo by decision against him, or Vanimosa. I got him. The only way he gonna win that, because the way he fights his style, he might win by knockouts and some knockdowns. So I could see the fight being an action-packed fight, but I think Charlo should win. But I wouldn't be surprised if Mosarasa, Mosarasa knocks him down and wins by that way, by just basic knockdowns and stuff like that. Because Charlo, when he was fighting Gabriel, man, he was on his back foot running that, but it even proved to me that like he could hurt, but he looked like he hurt against Gab. So I don't know, man. I don't know how you guys see it. Like, you might see it the other way, but I think Charlo should win. But I won't be surprised if Manny Russell wins the fight. So let's move on to the other fight. Let's move on to Johnny Gonzalez, man, versus Gary Russell, man. So okay, so Actually, I've got another picture of. Let me put another picture of them because I've got another picture of these two fighting. I forgot to say about the beef actually. So I should address the beef. They don't really like each other, all right? They don't really like each other at all, man. These two. So what's going on here? Got a whole heap of stuff up here. 1 second, guys. Fight fans. I ain't done this for a while, man. Okay, yeah, that one. Put it up. Okay. They don't really like each other at all, man. One bit, and you can see by this picture here. Like this happened in the press conference. This happened in the weigh-in today, man. So you know they don't like each other. Look at them butting heads or whatever. Like they really need, like, both of them really want the fight. You know, it's a big fight for both of their career. You know, Monty Russell, he's showing that he's not intimidating. Charlo showing, boy, like he's showing how much he really wants to be a champion. So we'll see what happens here. But look at that, man. Like they got into some sort of skirmish. I think people have been making out more than it's just nerves and just want to get in the ring, the two of them, man. So it should be a really good fight, man. I'm expecting a good fight on that. So let's move on to the other fight. Gary Russell, get that picture off in a second. Come on, bear with me, guys. Early in the morning over here in the UK, London in England. I'm EJ Boxing live. Hopefully you come over to the main event, Mayweather Pacquiao. I've got that happening on my channel, May the 2nd. So you know we're broadcasting that. Hopefully you'll stick around with that. A lot of people coming over for that fight. Boxing Beats, Chris Cabana, you know the usuals. Hopefully some new people as well. All right, so let's talk about Gary Russell Jr. and Johnny Gonzalez, the champion. Well, this fight it's a two-tail fight, man. Gary Russell, he hasn't really looked in his best since he lost to Lomachenko, and Johnny Gonzalez looked good when he beat Abner Mares, man. You know, he wasn't really slated to win that fight. He basically conceded, but he carried some real power in his hands, man. Some real TNT, man. Abner Mares, he messed up Abner Mares bad in that fight, man. Abner Mares was sprayed out all over the place, and so and Gary Russell, you know, Lomachenko, that was his big night. He didn't show up, and I'm sure he might feel like, say, he's gonna change. He's gonna feel like, well, I could have done more. Most people say like he fights like an amateur, Gary Russell. Man, I think he fights all right. I just think, say, you know, he's been comfortable doing what he's doing. A lot of fighters, you know, what makes a fighter sometimes is them hungriness. And with Gary Russell Jr., I'm not too sure if the dude's hungry. His family's got everything sorted out for him. He's not really promoted by no one. And, you know, he's been comfortably doing his thing. But you saw when he fought against, when he fought Lomachenko lost to Orlando Solis, Cyril Solis, and he was starving. After he lost that, he understands what it takes. So maybe Gary Russell losing to Lomachenko might have rubbed off that some of the energy that they anticipate. Like, you really need to get it done. So I think he needs to think to himself, I need to put it on Johnny Gonzalez, who's, you know, seen better days, man. I mean, he beat what's his name again? Jorge Arce. I watched that fight. That's on my channel as well. That was a good fight as well. But you knew it was a mismatch. Jorge was done a long time ago, man. He was done since Nonito finished him off. So, but Johnny Gonzalez right now, man, you know, he's on his way. He's a new renaissance of his career. Come back in his career, he may feel like, say, he can get the belt, and well, he's got the belt. He's the champion. So we'll see if he can continue like Bernard Hopkins or hold the champion 5 times. You know, he's like, is it two different weights at this 2 different weight champion? So he's already proven he's been a champion. So Gary Russell's got everything to prove, man. Gary Russell, I'm gonna pick Gary Russell, man. Gary Russell should be able to outbox him, man. Should be able to outbox him and beat Johnny Gonzalez. And he can probably stop it. I won't be surprised if he stopped him. Seriously, he has that skills to do that. But a lot of people thinking maybe he's fragile. Maybe people think he's overrated. But this is Gary Russell to prove that he's the guy. And if he really wants to get into the sweet states of the people like Nicholas Waters and Lomachenko, if he wants that rematch again, he's going to have to beat someone like Johnny Gonzalez, who really is the weaker of the champions. So he's going to have to prove it. But if Johnny Gonzalez wins, I'm happy for him, boy. It's hard, Johnny Gonzalez, but very slow. But he didn't look slow against Abner Mares there now. But everything's favoring kind of the challenger, but the challenger is not looking like how he used to. But if you're saying that this is his step up, you know, this is a big step up. Lomachenko was live. This guy's is on the slide. He's not Johnny Gonzalez of old. He's actually on the slide. So if you can't beat Johnny Gonzalez, man, you might ask, oh boy, I don't know what you're gonna do with your career, because the other champions are much harder. Nicholas Waters, he's much harder, and obviously you lost to the other champion, which is Lomachenko. So let's see what happens there, man. I'm gonna go with, not even gonna gamble. Gary Russell should win this fight, so I'm gonna pick Gary Russell. How do you guys see it? Gary Russell by decision or stoppage. All right, I ain't gonna be surprised if Gary stop him, but I can't see Johnny Gonzalez stopping Gary Russell, but it could happen. It could happen, but I don't see it. It could happen. He hits that hard. Gary Russell might be dazzled from him, so we'll see. But I'm going with Gary Russell Jr. Who you guys picking in this fight? It should be a really good card, man. It should be a really good card, a great fight night. And boxing's looking really good these days, man. There's some real good fights happening coming up this month, actually. Actually, this month's when he finished, sorry, next month, yeah, there's some really good fights happening for next month, man. So boxing's looking really good. And what else we got here? Let me see what we talk about. Even though we're here, what else fights we're going to talk about? Because I know some other fights happening. Okay, so Kell Brooks fighting Jojo Dan. That's happening as well. Later on, that's happening. Frankie Gavin's fighting. This is over in the UK on Sky Sports. Donny Nanitez is fighting as well in the Philippines, and also Nonito Donaire is fighting as well. He's gone back to featherweight. Actually, he was at featherweight before. Actually, Nonito's still staying at featherweight. Actually, both of them should get past their opponents. Donny Nanitez is fighting Gilberto Prada. Should get through that. I don't think anything can. So should Nonito Donaire, right? And William Pardo, he should get past them as well. I don't think these guys are really gonna put up that much of a test that they can't get past them. So, Juan Francisco Estrada's fighting. He's fighting in Mexico as well, so that should be good. Who else is fighting? Donovan Razor Ruddock is fighting Raymond Okobami. So that should be interesting. I heard he was coming back, so he's fighting in Canada. So he's fighting, and actually Roy Jones Jr. is fighting as well. He's fighting Paul Vasquez. He's fighting him in Florida, Pensacola, Florida. So Roy Jones is fighting as well. So some of the old dudes, Donovan Razor Ruddock and Roy Jones is fighting as well. So some of the old dudes, where we catch them fights on YouTube probably later on. That should be interesting. So yeah, man, it's some interesting fights here. I can go through. I'll go through next week really, while I'm here as well. So next week, who we got next week? Friday Night Fights. Friday Night Fights is took over by Premier Boxing as well. Al Heyman's taken over the whole game in boxing, man. It's good, man. We'll see what happens here. Oh yeah, next week Saki Obika versus Adonis Stevenson. So that should be good. That guy Bertave is fighting as well. He's fighting Arthur Berviv. You know what I'm talking about, the light heavyweight. He's fighting Gabriel Campillo. He's fighting. That's nil next week. Yeah, actually, that's it, really. Yeah, and then obviously we're in April. We're in April. Actually, so we're in April from next week. So April actually looks like a really good. April actually looks like a really good month, man. I'm fighting Danny Garcia, Lamont Peterson, and Orlando Saliso is fighting Roman Martinez. Who else we got over here? In Japan, yeah, they got some alright cards in April. There's a lot of fights, man. Oh yeah, Cesar Chavez is fighting Andre from Farah. So Terence Crawford fighting Thomas Delore. Lucas Matisse versus Rosa Provodnikov. So yeah, April's looking like a really hot month for boxing, man. So yeah, so stay tuned. What else we got in there? Oh yeah, we got Badu Jack versus Andy Jarrell. Klitschko versus Jennings. Man, April's hot, boy. Yeah. Beltran is fighting for the vacant WBO title. Hopefully he should get that one. It's about time if he gets a belt. He's been he lost the last time to Terence Crawford, but he did beat Ricky Burns and didn't get a decision. And then after that, man, we're into May, man, and you know what it is? Mayweather versus Pacquiao, and that's what the world's been waiting for. So, you know, like I said, I have I'm gonna have a hangout on that day. So hopefully you guys will come around and check it out. My hangout, EJ Boxing Live. Everyone should be coming over to this on this channel here, because my other channel's got strike, so this channel is gonna be the one. So fight fans, leave your comments underneath, man. I hope you enjoyed like what I had to say. If you disagree, agree or not. So yeah, that's all I've really got to say. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for coming over. I'm EJ Boxing Live, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.